Printing United Expo is where the entire printing industry unites under one roof. Explore cutting-edge technology from over 800 exhibitors, see live product demonstrations, and discover solutions that can transform your business. With exclusive education sessions, expert insights, and endless networking opportunities, this is the must-attend event for anyone in print. No matter your role, Printing United Expo delivers the innovation, connections, and knowledge to help you stay ahead. Join us this October 22nd to 24th in Orlando. Learn more at printingunited.com and experience the future of print today.
This is the Impressions Xchange podcast.
Impressions Xchange podcast,
where all topics impacting the graphic imaging and printing industry are addressed via in-depth news coverage, analysis, and timely interviews.
Welcome to another episode of the Impressions Xchange podcast. I'm Ashley Roberts, Content Director of Printing Impressions, and hosted today's episode. On this special Printing United Expo short, I chat with Denise Gustavson, Editorial Director of Printing United Alliance. We discuss the comprehensive educational programming planned for the Expo, how topics are chosen, and we chat about the new Enterprise Print Track. So Denise, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, you're so welcome. Glad that we can chat a little bit about what's going on at Expo.
Yeah, super happy to have you here. So you are in charge of the educational programming at the Expo, which is no small feat. I know there are dozens and dozens of sessions this year. So I'd love to talk to you a little bit about, kind of how it comes together and maybe some of the things that attendees can expect from the educational program. So maybe let's start, with the basics. The sessions cover a wide range of topics. I mean, there's AI, there's direct mail. Every segment has sessions that, are relevant. So can you maybe talk about the process and how topics are chosen, if they reflect current challenges and what that whole process looks like?
Yeah, it is a process, I will say, and it starts at the beginning of the year. So, we're already reaching out at the beginning of the year. We partner with a lot of the folks that we know. So it's consultants, industry folk, our SMEs. And we base the topics around research and some of the data as well. What are people reading? What are they consuming through our publications, on our websites? What are they looking at? What are the types of questions that they have? So we can kind of start there. But then, of course, as we're working with our experts, we ask them, what are you hearing? What are going to be those topics that really work? So we put out a call to these folks that we are working with and ask for topics. Comes back to us, and then the editorial team here actually sits down and actually takes a look at all the stuff that's come in, which, Ash, I know you've been part of. You've seen that come in. To really rate, based on what we're seeing, because things can change from January to March or April when we're actually looking at everything to finalize our schedule for the year. And it's interesting then to see what comes into us. So we have a lot of stuff that comes in, but this year our sessions really can kind of be in like four main buckets. There's sessions for every segment. So if you're in apparel, there's stuff for apparel. If you are in wide format, there's stuff for wide format, commercial, whatever. We are covering the gamut, but they kind of fall into these larger buckets. So we're talking about like business and leadership. We're talking about technology and innovation. We're talking about sales and marketing stuff. And we're also talking about sustainability. And then also we have future trends, which is one of those bigger buckets that we tend to look at. And what we've seen is a lot of these themes and a lot of the topics that we're covering in these sessions really capture what's shaping print operations today. What are their real world challenges that they're dealing with? What are they grappling with? Where are their pain points for that? So we have things that include everything from, navigating leadership and workforce challenges, harnessing AI and automation. That's a huge topic for us this year. How to build sales growth, and also what are those sustainable practices that we can do? So when we're structuring the education in a way like this, that we can kind of bucket it a little bit, we're reflecting what the printers are telling us that are their most urgent priorities. What is top of mind for them? So then we're also helping them to prepare them with the trends that are going to affect their business down the line. But one of the key things that I always, tell people is we want you to come away from these sessions with actionable things that you can put into place immediately within your business.
Right. Right. Yeah. And it's helpful to know that there are those kind of, 4 buckets that you mentioned. And I know just looking at the educational sessions, there's a wide range of speakers. And I know we have some of our research, Andy and Lisa and others who are going to be hosting sessions that are based on the data and stuff, and trends. Really interesting process you have. So I know that there are also educational sessions on the show floor that are free for anyone who's walking around. How does the paid educational programming differ from the sessions that you might find on the show floor or the demos or some of the hands-on training that we have in our apparel zone or our PDA zone?
That's a really good question. And honestly, the show floor education that we have is also absolutely fantastic, but it's very, very different. So for the show floor, you get a chance to see specific demos of specific products. So you actually get to be, like you said, hands-on with the technology and the equipment. So even in the PDAA zone, you can start wrapping things. You can learn how to wrap. There's different things that you can do that are hands-on for you to really get involved. Same thing with the apparel zone. You can get hands-on with the equipment. You're rolling up your sleeves, you're watching techniques that are in action, and you're picking up the practical tips for the actual the how-to part of it. Whereas with the paid education, it's going to complement what you're going to get on the show floor. It is different, but over 2 days, attendees have a chance to go to over 75 different sessions. So we're running 5 education rooms concurrently over the first 2 days. Like I said, focuses on strategy, growth, future-proofing your business. So it's not just about the tool, it's about the larger business principles, the larger strategies to how can you use the tools that you see on the show floor in your business in a really smart way.
Right. And actually apply them to your business. That's really
Exactly.
Okay. So I know that there's a new enterprise print track, and it's related to the Explore International Education that existed. So can you maybe talk about that and what prompted the decision to have this enterprise print track, and then also what attendees can expect from that?
Yes. So this is something that's brand new for us this year. As everybody knows, Explore as an association has gone away, but it's still a large and vibrant community. So we were approached by some of the members of the education committee that were handling Explore. So now it's going to be CXM Professionals is the company that's actually working with us. So they really helped us to outline and line up this really, really phenomenal lineup. It's across one day. So one full day on Thursday will be dedicated. We'll have one room dedicated just to this track. It reflects really the evolution of customer communications. It's tailored for folks that are really doing like high volume mailing. So that's why it's enterprise print. So again, whether you're looking at regulatory mailing, transactional communications, omni-channel, direct mail, it really is about how can you as a PSP who's doing these things really make the mail stream work better for you. So it's, how do you harness AI? How can you future-proof your workflow? We talked about future-proofing before as well. How do you make use of the USPS incentives? So it's all these things that are important, but it's more than just the process. It's about the outcomes then. How can we make sure that the mail that's being produced is actually getting where it needs to go? It's doing what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually providing a really healthy ROI for the brands that all of our PSPs are partnering with. So, if you are in financial services, insurance, healthcare, or other regulated industries, and you do print and mail marketing, you need to stay competitive. So this is a really great track for those folks who really want to dig into mail. We're going to, apart from the enterprise, we do have some additional direct mail tracks, but this is very, very specific and really digging in to some of the nitty-gritty that we are seeing in that market.
Okay. So I would imagine, a lot of attendees who are in that segment or who are looking to move into that segment would be interested in attending that track on Thursday. But for those other attendees who want a mixture of educational sessions, and then they also want to go explore the show floor, of course, because there's so much to see. Do you have any tips for how to plan your day, how many sessions to try to attend? It's easy. Just as a side note, I know that I have gotten, wrapped up looking and saying, oh my gosh, every session is great. I'm just going to go to every one. And then it's, your whole day in sessions or the whole day on the floor and you miss some of the great sessions. So how do you balance that?
A lot of it is planning and strategy. I would definitely make use of the mobile app and your show planner. Take a look at the sessions each day and pick out the ones that are must listen, must attend for you. It could be overwhelming, but start looking at what you want to do. And then also take a look at what do you need to accomplish on the show floor. So how do you, do you spend maybe a morning and education sessions, the afternoon down on the show floor? Do you have one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then you have the middle of the day? You can separate it however you want that works for you. But I would say make a concerted effort to really use the tools that are available for you through the mobile app, because that's going to be the best way to help you plot your course and plan for your day.
Right. Yeah, I think that's great advice. So there's my final question, there's the paid educational pass, and then there's also the Expo only pass. Can you just talk about the differences and, for people who haven't registered yet, where they should go to register?
Sure. Of course, printingunited.com is the place to go. So you can register for everything there. And the difference between the passes is for the Expo only pass, you only have access to the show floor. So if you are looking to see whatever demos, if there's an exhibitor-led session, sometimes they'll do stuff at booths. If you want to see those live product demonstrations, all of those training zones, like the PDAA zone, the apparel zone, that's when you go for the Expo only. So just think of it, you're only on the show floor. But if you really want to get into a little bit more of the structured educational, if you really want to start deep diving into some of the trends that are going to impact your business in the next year or two, you're going to want to add the education pass. So it is a one cost. So once you pay that cost, it includes all of your education sessions. So if you buy the Expo Plus Education Pass, it includes all your education sessions. And as a tip, if you are already a member of Printing United Alliance, that's included free with your reg. So you get that pass. So it's part of your member benefits. So it's really valuable to make sure that you're taking part and actually using your membership to the full. This is just a small part of what you get as a member. Take advantage of it. Even if it's just one session a day. Take advantage of it. Go see some stuff. I mean, we have some awesome topics, as we mentioned, on AI. Compensation trends is a huge thing. If you're looking at wage and benefits, compensation, we have some great speakers as well. So,
yeah, should be great. Well, thank you so much. This was incredibly informative. And I know I'm looking forward to the educational sessions, and I'm sure our audience members are as well. I will include links in the description for everyone. But Denise, thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Anytime, Ashley.
I want to thank Denise for joining me on today's episode and all of you, our listeners. To register for Printing United Expo, head over to printingunited.com. And for more information on the Alliance, check out printing.org. I will include links in the episode description. See you in Orlando.